Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2020. Today is Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. The time is 9:30 a.m. I would like to call to order this meeting of the Alameda County Lead Poisoning Prevention Program's Joint Powers Authority. This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format. You can join us here in person at the Emeryville Civic Center, located at 1333 Park Avenue, or you can join us via remote teleconference participation using the Zoom link provided for on the agenda for today's meeting. This time I'll ask the Secretary for the Board to please take the roll.
Director Hardy, Director Miley, Director Bella, Director Winra. Present. Director Gallo.
Present.
Director Bowders.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Now is the time for public comment. A member of the public wishing to comment for an item not on today's agenda has 2 minutes to do so. Have we received any written comment cards in advance for any item on this meeting?
No.
Okay, and there are no members presenting present. Public comment is now closed. We'll turn to item 3, the consent item, which is the minutes for May 25th, 2023. Are there any members who have questions or comments? Seeing and hearing none, is there any public comment? Seeing and hearing none, is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Gaia, second by Wingraf. We'll have to go to the replay to make sure I got that correct. Motion by Gaia, second by Wingraf to approve item 3. Please call the roll.
Director Hardy, Director Miley, Director Bella, Director Winra. Yes. Winra aye. Director Gallo.
Yes.
Gallo aye. Director Bowders.
Aye.
Bowders aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. We'll move to item 4, which is the director's report. Good morning, Director Brooks.
Good morning, directors. Good to see you all. Let's see. Happy Pride Month. It's June. We just did Juneteenth, and this is also National Healthy Homes Month, so busy month. I have some slides that we'll quickly go through just to give you an update on what's been going on with our department. So for JPA meeting June 2023, next slide, please. Okay, so I mentioned this is National Healthy Homes Month, and that was established through HUD. And so every year for the month of June, we try to up our game, so to speak, in terms of various activities that we do within the community. Next slide, please. One of those activities was we held a Healthy Homes for Kids resource fair. On June 10th, it was held at the Ashland Youth Center out in the Ashland area. We had a number of other county organizations there for the fair, and most of our staff was there all day for that fair. Next slide. And there's an example of some of the different organizations that had set up canopies and tables in order to provide information about their services. Next slide. What made this resource fair particularly important was that the Deputy Director for the HUD Office Healthy Homes and Lead Hazard Control, Michelle Miller, actually flew out from Washington, D.C. to come and observe the event and also to work with us in partnership with Lowe's to put together a children's playhouse that was actually raffled off there at the event. And so you see her there pictured alongside Supervisor Nick Miley, because that's his district. And Supervisor Miley, of course, is a member of the JPA. And then I think there's Lloyd Ware, who retired from City of Oakland there in the background, and our own Johnny Garcia, who was taking photos of all the different activities going on that day, which included, after we raffled off the Children's Playhouse, there was a community listening session held. This was something that the HUD Deputy Director had requested, and we were able to provide her with a translator, because you can see there in the room, we had a pretty full room for the listening session, so she could hear about some of the challenges that people are experiencing in terms of being able to receive the HUD Lead Hazard Control grants and other healthy homes services. And at least 50% of the people in that audience were Spanish speaking only, so we really appreciated having the translator there. Michelle Miller was very, very happy with the way the listening session turned out. and has promised to come out again for not only for next year, maybe for another resource fair, but other community listening sessions, so we may be able to have her back in some of the JPA, CSA cities as well. Next slide, please. So, City of Oakland, as I said last month, there's a lot of things that haven't taken place as far as the use of lead settlement funds, but it doesn't mean that the City of Oakland isn't trying to do some amazing things with regards to lead poisoning prevention. As I mentioned, they just passed an ordinance that says everyone now has to get a permit in order to do any type of work on a pre-1978 home, including painting it. The other thing that the City of Oakland requested of us was that we provide the EPA renovation, repair, painting certification training to their entire building inspection department, which is just amazing. So we brought in a very good friend of ours, Pete Roque, flew in from Southern California to help put on that EPA certification training. And so, yeah, he took a picture of himself when he arrived at the airport, and he took some other pictures of the building inspectors that he encountered during the training. Because the EPA limits the number of people per class to just 20, we had to actually put on 3 classes. Pete Roque helped provide some of the training for one of the classes. Cici Muella, who used to be a supervising building inspector for the City of Oakland, actually came over from Santa Rosa to teach 2 of the classes, I believe. And so we really appreciated the assistance that they gave us in providing those trainings, and we know that it's going to help the City of Oakland in terms of the enforcement work for unsafe lead practices. On a related note, Director Gallo, I did receive an email just a few days ago. There will be people meeting with us to discuss the use of the lead settlement funds. The City Attorney's Office reached out to me and gave me the names of 2 individuals who will lead those discussions. So in terms of questions that you're getting from the community, what's going on with those millions of dollars, you can let them know that the county and the city are now discussing how those funds will be spent in Oakland.
Thank you.
Next slide. Because it was National Healthy Homes Month, the Board of Supervisors actually prepared a commendation that they presented to me last week at their Board of Supervisors meeting. So there is our JPA Director, County Supervisor Nate Miley, presenting that to me. Next slide. I was asked to go to San Diego and do some presentations for the California Healthy Housing Coalition annual conference. Also did some facilitations for them. There were groups there from all over California, state, local, and community-based organizations, a lot of tenants' rights organizations. Then we discussed a lot in terms of strategies for policies and state legislation to advance healthy homes and child lead poisoning prevention. So it was the first in-person meeting of the California Healthy Housing Coalition in over 3 years, and so it was well attended, and I did really enjoy it. Although I was at first kind of lazy and didn't want to go, now that I went and met all those great people, I'm glad I did. Next slide. In this last slide, the little guy there up front is who we call the Healthy Homie Nomi. Some years ago, we established a tradition where every month at the end of our all-staff meeting, a staff member will pass on that little guy to one of their coworkers in recognition of something that they've done that's outstanding. So usually it starts off with a guessing game, you know, who do you think the award is gonna go to? Here's what somebody did, can you all guess who it is? And then afterwards, the person who has received the award from the previous month will then give it to the next staff member. And then that staff member gets to keep the Healthy Homie Nomi on their desk for a whole month. Managers are not allowed to receive the award. It's simply a peer-to-peer recognition. But this being Pride Month, it made me think about our director and chair here, Director Botters, who is always so good at these meetings, acknowledging all the various awareness months. And it particularly reminded me of when you did a special recognition right here in the chambers of Director Gwen Hardy, who I was hoping she'd be here to hear this. And at that time, you also had the African-American flag raised up on the flagpole in recognition of Black History Month. And so all those thoughts came to my mind with this month. And so I was talking to the staff about this, and we decided that we wanted to come up with a Healthy Homie Nomi for Pride Month, and we wanted to present it to you, Director. So as I end my presentation here, if there's no questions, I'm going to go grab the Pride Healthy Homie Nomi. So are there any
questions? Is there any public comment? Hearing none. Are there any questions on the director's report? No? Okay, the director's report is concluded.
Okay.
In part. Correct me up, Larry.
I present to you, sir.
I have to pick one here?
No, you get them both.
I get them both.
Yes, sir. And not only that.
Yeah, like I said, they're gonna go right here.
You're big on bow ties. I
Yes.
didn't even try to pick a bow tie. But you know, I'm big on lapel pins.
Oh, yeah.
So, lapel
Well,
pins.
we're gonna give one to everybody up here.
You're welcome to do that because they're yours. And I
Well,
got
thank
mine.
you very much. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it. And I will just tell you, thank the staff. Please go ahead and pick one. Pick one. If you like one, just go ahead and take it. I have to just take a moment and appreciate the staff at the Healthy Homes District. It was very kind of you to remember what we did for African American Heritage Day and Black History Month. We had a number of speakers that day. We gave out recognitions, as you noted, and Ms. Hardy was one of our recipients. We did that for Pride Month, Women's History Month. We did it for World Youth Day. We did something every month that year to really be inclusive of the community. And I will just say, this is a very different day than yesterday. So I was at the Air District yesterday, and we had public speakers who gave homophobic, anti-Chinese, and xenophobic statements about our staff and our board directors during a public meeting yesterday. And I openly lamented how June is the hardest month for me because it's Juneteenth, there's Pride, there's a series of, it's Caribbean Heritage Month. I used to live in the Caribbean. There's a whole series of acknowledgements in June. It's a very special month, and it feels like there's an unfortunate turn in American culture where people feel empowered to be hateful and hurtful. The doors of City Hall, a couple of years, we weren't public about it, somebody painted bag on the doors of City Hall here. We had the trees were vandalized with the word bag on them, and it was all in June. And we had our pride flag desecrated off the flagpole. So it's June is supposed to be a really happy month. It's supposed to be an acknowledgement of pride, and I often find it to be very taxing emotionally. And that's really not how we're supposed to celebrate our Latino or Black or female communities. And so this is very special. So I really appreciate it. Please extend my gratitude to the staff for that acknowledgement. Thank you.
We're very happy to present it to you, and we're glad that you like it.
I do. Thank you. Which one did you pick? And you took the peace one? I like that. Okay, we got pride, peace, and which one did you take?
I took a little love.
Love. We got peace and love up here, so I'm gonna take. You took love, okay. I'm gonna take Let's just take this one. I like this one, it's really simple.
Well, the other ones are yours too, to hand out to.
I have a few people in mind, I appreciate this, it's very kind of you. All right, we'll move to item 5, which is the monthly report.
I would like to highlight, May 6th, it was the Alameda County Assessors Homeowners Fair. We actually did an information booth there, and we were able to promote CSA services such as training and the paint kits and in-home consultations. The focus of this training, of this fair was actually the accessory dwelling units, tiny homes, and we thought this would be a perfect opportunity for us to inform the public about lead training opportunities, particularly around lead safety. The event was held in Berkeley, but it was open to everybody in the county. That's all I have.
Okay, is there any public comment on this item? Seeing and hearing none, is there any discussion or questions? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we're at item 6, future agenda items. Wow, that was fast. Are there any members who wish to request a future agenda item for this board? Okay, seeing and hearing none, is there any public comment? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move to item 7, announcements by board of directors. Do you have any announcements? Director Winter? No? Director Guy?
No, thank you, and thank you to our staff for your support, and certainly we look forward to continuing to work with you, and let's enjoy our cities and the county for their effort in trying to make our homes. The only one that I would ask you publicly, do you have the information at the Alameda County Fair? The Pleasanton Fair?
That'd be very
Because
nice.
they get thousands of children and families, and I was wondering if you're providing information regarding.
Do you staff the fair?
I'm not aware that we're staffing the fair this year, but I can look into it.
Yeah, just providing information. That would be
Yeah.
an excellent place to inform the county.
Yeah, very good suggestion, and I know, Ladisa, you sent the email out just yesterday that the county had given our department some free tickets, which I guess we handed them all out to staff. And I don't know if the cities get tickets given to them to give to some of their staff to go?
No, if I find out that happened, there'll be an inquiry.
We don't get a lot of freebies.
Yeah, we don't get freebies usually.
Uh-oh.
So I'm in line, so tell me when I gotta show up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great recommendation, if we don't currently have a booth at the fair, there are tons of families, and a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially from Oakland, will go. So it's a great opportunity to meet thousands of people.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other announcements? No, seeing none? Time is 9:48. The fastest meeting we've ever had. I really hope Director Fella does not show up in the next 5 minutes.